Hi, come on in.
Hi,
Take a seat. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kelly.
I'm a social worker here at Safe Haven, and I'm here to help young adolescents going through different transitions throughout their life. So, how did you hear about Safe Haven?
I was looking up social workers online because I wanted to come and talk to one.
Okay. And how did you know that you wanted to come to a social worker right away?
Because I've just been dealing with a lot of problems and issues lately.
Okay. Could I ask you a few questions to probably get to know you a little bit better before we start this process to get to your core goals, maybe?
Sure.
Okay. Before we start, I'd like you to sign this confidentiality agreement, and what this is stating is that everything that happens in between our sessions will be held with confidence, and no one will see it other than me and you. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, how old are you?
I'm 20.
And how have things been going throughout your life right now, would you say? On a scale of 1 to 10, being 10, your life is wonderful and awesome, and 0 or 1 being the worst, and
6.
6? So you're doing all right. That sounds great. Could I ask you a little bit about your childhood?
Sure.
What was your house like growing up and your family?
Nice and tidy.
Nice and tidy? Okay. Could you describe the relationship you had between yourself and your mother and father?
I had a pretty good relationship between them.
Okay.
They got divorced though when I was like 10.
Can you tell me a little bit more about their divorce and how that made you feel?
I was really angry because I didn't want them to get divorced. I tried to keep them together. I would always, whenever they had dates, I would always try and sabotage them.
Okay. Sounds like you had a little bit of a tough time dealing with that. How are you dealing with it now? Are you okay with the idea of your parents being together still, or not so much?
Yeah, I've gotten over it.
Okay.
Both of them have remarried, so yeah.
Do you like their spouses that they have now?
I guess, for the most part.
Have they gone on and had children of their own, or no?
No, they haven't.
So what I've heard you talk about so far is that you had a very good childhood up until your parents divorced, and then you went through a couple hardships. You're currently okay with the hardships and have gotten a little bit over it and have moved on with your life and have a good relationship with both your parents. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. How are you at school? Are you still currently in school, or are you working?
I'm working right now.
Okay. And where are you working?
I'm a police officer.
What made you get into the police force work?
I don't know, not really sure. I thought it'd be a fun job, drive around in a cop car.
Do you enjoy it as much as you did when you started?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you're pretty happy with where you are right now in your field.
Mm-hmm.
What types of support systems do you have? Are you married, single, dating, or anything like that?
I'm single, but I have some close co-workers.
Okay. Do you feel like you have someone that you would be able to call if something happened and you needed someone there right away?
Yeah, probably.
Have you ever had any problems with eating or this is just a typical question that I ask young adults because anorexia and whatnot has been a problem throughout the last couple of years. with the clients I've worked with, so.
Oh, okay. No, I'm good.
Okay. And how about how much would you rate your use of alcohol on a regular basis?
Mm, I don't know, maybe once or twice a week.
Okay, so you don't see that as being a problem or interfering with your daily activities?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, that's a good. Are you on any medication right now?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So let me ask you, I would like to set up a couple things right away. I'd like to know what your immediate goals are, your short-term goals, and what your long-term goals are with coming and talking to me as a social worker, or if you'd like to talk to someone else, or if I send you to a different agency or whatnot, what resources you need to accomplish your goals.
Well, I came in to talk to you today because, I just recently went back home for Thanksgiving because, to see my family, and then also my grandma is dying of lung cancer, so they put her on hospice.
Okay. And how are your feelings about your grandmother being in hospice right now affecting you?
I don't know. I guess I saw it coming, you know.
Could you describe to me your relationship with you and your grandma when you were a child, and like how it progressed throughout time maybe?
We would always, I'd always go over to her house when I was little and we'd draw and bake and, I don't know, play with her toys and that kind of thing.
I can understand how that could be really hard for you right now, seeing her going through these struggles.
And then after I went back from work, I found out, or my mom called me and said that my other grandma just died unexpectedly.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sure you're going through a lot of hardships. Let me see what we can do for you. How do you think you feel about what happened with both your grandmothers occurring at the same time? How's that affecting you?
It's pretty overwhelming. It's been a pretty bad week.
I could really understand how this could be overwhelming for you, considering you're on your own, you're a young woman, you're trying to make it, and everyone around you is falling apart, it seems like. But it's okay to think that it's okay to think that everything around you is terrible, but just know that it's going to get better. Eventually, it's going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've heard from you right now is that your grandmother that you were really close to as a child is now in hospice, and her life is coming to not, I wouldn't so much say an end, but she's needing a lot more care than you would like her to. Mm-hmm. That's okay. And then everything else that I hear is that your other grandmother passed away recently, and with both your grandmothers in the hospital and sick, it's affecting you emotionally a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I don't know, I guess I'd like to learn some coping skills.
Oh, we can definitely help you with coping skills.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought...
The drinking has kind of picked up a little too.
Okay, and so would you say that your drinking has picked up more than 2 or 3 times a week?
Mm-hmm.
And when did this recently start to change?
After I went back to work, after seeing my grandma in the hospice, and then when my mom called me and said that my other grandma died, it really just, I couldn't take it after that.
I could see how that could hit you hard, especially when everything affecting your whole family and not just...
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you could talk to your mother about your feelings, or do you think that would make her a little uneasy?
Probably a little uneasy, because she's trying to cope too, you know. So.
And which one, is this your mother's mother that passed away, or your father's mother?
My father's mother.
Okay, so your mom's mom is in hospice right now. Okay. So one of the really good coping skills that I've experienced throughout my career is meditation. Have you ever tried that? Okay. So something we could think about doing for our next session is setting up a time for me to teach you how to meditate each day. Whenever you feel like you need to go drinking or having a problem, it's easier to sit back and think about why this is happening to you than to just jump in right away and start drinking. So I'm going to put that down as what we're going to do, and other coping skills. Another great opportunity that we have here at Safe Haven is a support group for those who have lost family members, which it sounds like you would fit into that category. I think that going to a support system and listening to other people's stories and knowing that you're not alone would help you a lot, because a lot of my clients that come in have gone through really hardships, have lost both their parents, their family, are all alone in the world, and knowing that and building a relationship with someone with similar goals as you, as learning coping skills and coming through this situation, would be the best situation for you, I feel like, at this time. So I'm going to put that down for next time too. And I will be able to email you the information for the support groups if you'd like to go before our next meeting. When do you think would be a good time to come back?
Maybe a week from now.
1 week? Okay. So let's say Friday the 7th. And what time?
How about like 2?
Okay, 2 o'clock will work. Thank you. It was really nice meeting you, and I look forward to our next meeting.
Yeah.